What's up, peeps? CameraKid92 here. You like the angle I'm filming from? Isn't it great? Looks like I have a double chin. This is just wonderful. Anyways, I'm filming at this angle because I was feeling a bit inspired because I just got back from the movies a little while ago and I saw the new Blair Witch movie. Yes, it is another Blair Witch movie. If you haven't heard, it is the third installment in the Blair Witch saga. I am a huge fan of the first Blair Witch Project. I love that movie. I've watched it many times. I love the Blair Witch Project just because it was... Ooh, sorry. iPad is dimming. Oh god, it's the witch. I loved it because it's just so simplistic, and in the first Blair Witch Project, you don't really see anything exactly, so what makes it so scary is, it leaves a lot to the imagination and stuff like that. So I love the first Blair Witch for that reason. It's very simplistic. It doesn't depend on the jump scares and everything. Then we had the second movie, which I think everyone can agree that one was pretty much a disaster. I actually haven't watched the entire Blair Witch 2 because it was just... I couldn't deal with it. It wasn't very good at all. It was awful, honestly. It was terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, after that, I guess everyone pretty much assumed that the Blair Witch would not continue anymore. But then, I think it was last year, I saw a trailer for this new movie. It was called The Woods. And it looked pretty interesting to me. It gave me a very Blair Witch vibe. A lot of people thought, it reminded them of the Blair Witch Project, so I was interested to see that movie. But then, to my pleasant surprise, I found out a few months ago, I think it was, they announced that The Woods was actually Blair Witch, a new Blair Witch movie in disguise, and it was planned to be a Blair Witch the whole time, and it's like, surprise, it's Blair Witch 3. I'm like, what? Like, I thought that was the coolest idea ever. Like, film a movie under another title, even though it's planned to be a super secret sequel. Film it under another title, release trailers, promote it under this fake title, and then BAM! It's actually a sequel to a super famous movie. So, no pressure. No pressure at all. So yeah, just got back from seeing it. And overall, I think it was pretty good. It definitely was a kind of rehash of the first film. I mean, how much can you actually do when it comes to being in the woods and everything and just running through and... What's that noise? Oh. This is just my rat running on her wheel. I'm like, every time I watch a scary movie, even though, no, it's not real, I get always a little slightly paranoid. I don't know why I do this to myself. Anyways, back to Blair Witch. Overall, I liked it. I might throw some spoilers in here. I am going to throw some spoilers in here, so... if you don't want to watch a review with spoilers, then click the back button. But, anyways, oh god, I'm so tired. Sorry. This is a terrible review, but I'm going for that whole handheld look of the Blair Witch. Anyways, I liked it. Overall, it's a rehash of the original. There were a lot of similarities to the first film. I did like how they, kind of integrated the whole new technology in this day and age. You have all these crazy new GoPro cameras, drones, little cameras on their Bluetooth headphone cameras. I didn't even know some of these cameras existed, guys. But yeah, the integration of that stuff was pretty cool. This Blair Witch was honestly, the first film I loved because it didn't depend on your usual horror film scenarios. It didn't depend on the big booms, the big scares, the big creepy things popping out and jumping at you left and right. And that's why I really love the Blair Witch Project. But this one, it really upped the whole jump scare and scary things popping out at you, and just, there was a lot more in this one. Lots of jump scares, it's kind of like every horror movie does it. So, yeah, maybe you can slow down on it, because I was just like, all these jump scares, I was like, every few minutes, I was like, ah, 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 ah. Like, oh my god, it was crazy. And a lot of people were like, oh, are we gonna see the witch in this one? And quite frankly, I didn't want them to show the witch, because I feel like the first film, it was like all this mystery, like you don't know what it was. You don't even know what was happening. And then, spoiler, you do see something in this movie. I don't know if it was the witch exactly, but there's are probably like 4 or 5 times where you do see something clearly, and it was not how I pictured whatever it was, in the first film. It was not how I pictured it. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't like a blatant, like, here it is, because it was very, like, brief, shaky instances where you see whatever it is. It's supposed to be the witch, I think. So yeah, they did show the witch, I think. So that was interesting. Trying to think of what else. Oh, another cool aspect that, honestly, I didn't even notice it when I watched the movie, but I was reading about it afterwards. There's a scene where one of the characters finds their hair in one of the stick figures, and when the stick figure gets snapped, they get snapped in half as well. So apparently these things act as voodoo dolls. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting aspect, and overall, it's very similar to the first film. Even the way it ends, kind of similar to that. I mean, I did think it was interesting how they expanded upon the legend of the Blair Witch. I thought that was pretty cool. A little more stuff thrown in there, but not too much. I just kind of wish that they didn't really show the witch, because, I kind of wanted that left to your imagination. But yeah, anyways, I did approve of it overall. I mean, the first film's still my favorite, but this one wasn't bad. So yeah, if you like the first Blair Witch Project, I recommend this one. If you did not like the Blair Witch Project, don't see it, because, the two movies are very similar. But alright guys, it's like 12:30 and I'm pretty pooped. So let me know in the comments what you think of the Blair Witch. Have you seen the first movie? Do you plan on seeing this one? Have you seen it already? Do you plan on going to the woods after this? I, for one, don't think I want to go in the woods ever again. No, I don't think I do. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that you had to watch this terrible review. I'm so sorry. Alright guys, well, I hope you're all doing well. I apologize that this review is kind of all over the place, because it's like 12:30 at night, but I wanted to film a real little review while it was fresh in my mind. But anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully the witch doesn't get me. Camera Kid 92 signing out.